1.
What's going on there, Brian Tuck?
Well, we're back for another week of double barrel shotgun.
Bang, bang.
Bang Bang is back again. I'm Brian. I'm your host, Brian. That's my boy Yves. We're about to discuss it again. So let's get it on.
Let's go.
All right. So, weekly recap. Last week we had a pretty good week. It's a strange week, actually. We had a tie. We both had a loss, and actually we both had 2 losses. So it was a pretty tough week, actually, overall. So let's get into the first game. We had Dallas versus Seattle. I must admit, as a Seahawks fan, Legion of Boom, the mighty Northwest, the Emerald City, I did not think that the Cowgirls would come in there and do that to us like how they did. They were physical. They were attacking. Mm-hmm. They stuck with their game plan. They were disciplined. It was like I was wondering who was that team with the star on their head. So I gotta give props to Dallas in this case here. Seattle looked a little disjointed on offense. They did go after Sherman, but so they weren't running from anybody and cutting off half the field. They really went after the Seattle across the board. All kudos to Dallas for an impressive win on Sunday, man. What's your thoughts?
Well, surprisingly, yeah, I thought it was gonna be a close game, but again, as you said, surprised that they won. But the game plan was very simple, which I still think San Diego still gave the blueprint of how to beat them. Just basically smash the hell out of them and just run on them. And then from there, that does a clock management, and then you realize that Seattle is not they're not a come from behind type team.
No,
that's the thing. If they have the lead. Then they can do what they got to do. Then their offense gets you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So the thing about it is, Percy Harvin had a terrible game.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything at all. He was getting smoked. The Dallas defense, especially with the fact that they have this running game, is really helped out their team.
Well, is that the surprise of the season?
No, not really, because I think that they have a real good coach.
Well, hold on a second. We were ripping on that Dallas defense in the preseason.
No doubt. But you see, the thing about it is sometimes when you have a decent coordinator that has a little bit of talent, like let's not get it twisted. There's a whole. It's not like they're a great talented team. However, I think Marinelli is one of the better defensive guys in the league.
True,
and also I think McLean. The boy that used to be the Baltimore's linebacker that didn't pan out, and then he didn't work out in Oakland. He is now back there. Rolando McClain, the boy from Alabama, he's played really good, and I think that's helped out a great deal. Pass rush wise, okay, but give kudos to them. But again, I think it's just a whole bunch of propaganda with this whole cowboy nonsense.
It's Dallas, so what do you expect, man?
Yeah, man. Everybody talks about them like, they're second coming Super Bowl talk.
You know how it is. They've been waiting for this for years.
Guy, 2007 being 5-1.
Yeah, let's move. Let's move on to game 2. Panthers versus Bengals. I think personally was the game of the week. I watched the last quarter of this game. It was unbelievable. I mean, and 2 of the young quarterbacks going at it. I mean, I was surprised. I said before, like Cincinnati was a sour pick for me. Like I picked them almost out of spite. Like I did feel good about the pick, and probably the reason why it ended up being a tie because it was too close to call.
Sure.
Dalton played great. Cam was doing his thing. It was a fantastic game. I don't know what else to say. I said before, I'm not sure you're gonna find a better game all season like this one. What are your thoughts?
Well, for what I thought Cam thought he was back in the SEC at Auburn because he was basically everything on the offense, running, passing, throwing, touchdowns. You might as well caught passes too.
Is it possible that Cam's the most underrated quarterback in the league?
No, Cam's actually grown as a quarterback this year. My opinion, because I know that the ankle injury and he's not fully healthy.
Nope.
But this year you've realized he's making plays in the pocket.
I thought last year he had that progression coming along, especially that New England game where they beat New England when no one really thought they're for real. They beat San Francisco and then they beat New England, I think, back-to-back weeks.
True,
I think this progression's been happening a little. I agree with what you're saying. I just think it's been happening longer than what you give him credit for. I think.
Probably, you know what, you might be right because last year we gave the defense so much props,
and no one's noticing. Then you throw in Steve Smith. People are just thinking, okay, that must be just it.
Right.
Throw the ball to Steve Smith a bit and give the ball to the running game, which had the 2 running backs, and off you go. And you weren't really noticing Cam as much.
Right.
But
This year you have no choice because the only guy that he only has the wide receiver there,
the
Benjamin.
rookie's pretty much doing
Yeah,
his
the
thing.
rookie's the only thing, and Greg Olsen. Don't forget about Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen's really been
Olsen's
the
the
only
ball
sure
now.
thing he had. That's what I'm saying. The running back's been doing squat.
Yeah, those running backs are the waste of time. Like, I mean, personally, I just think that they're overpaid.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, though, Cam has really impressed me this year because he's made plays in the pocket, and now he doesn't just run for the sake of just running. He knows when to run. He knows when to run. He knows when to call it, and also as well, he's just making plays. He's the ultimate playmaker for that team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was kind of bad though, But I don't know if you saw Pac-Man Jones at the end of the game ripping on the kicker. He goes, "Listen, we got a job to do." He goes, "Listen, dude didn't do his job."
Yeah, man, kicker's getting ripped on hard this year, man.
Right.
I mean, don't even start with Detroit on that. We'll get that later on.
Yeah.
The last game, I don't know if how you want to deal with this one here. You might still.
Let's just get it over and done with.
I'm surprised you're not wearing black today. Giants versus Philadelphia. Oh boy, this felt like a Thursday night game. This thing was done by the first quarter.
Oh man,
I mean, it was ugly. It was ugly.
And I mean, the funny part about it was that I was tweeting. I think you saw some of the tweets back and forth.
Right.
I was with. I have a Philly fan friend of mine, and he was kind of going at it to me, and I basically tweeted him, and I said, "Look, here's a picture for you just in case." And it was the picture of the Eagles. I guess it was a Giants fan that wore an Eagles jersey that said Super Bowl 0.
Yes.
And 2 Giants quarterbacks all did the 0 sign.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was kind of shameful still to get your ass whipped like that on national TV.
Oh yeah, that's why the Denise Huxtable on you. Are you angry?
Oh boy! But no, I wasn't angry. I just went, wow, what the heck is going on here?
That was. I mean, they got beat pillar to post. There wasn't even like an area of the team where you say, you know what, the defense held up. No, it was like
man, that was a major league kicking.
And then to add insult to injury, the Cruz injury, which was brutal.
Oh,
on a fourth down too, it was just like, oh, can it get worse?
But you know what though? That's why you got to get your money. That's why you can't be upset at players when they hold out for their money.
Exactly.
Because if he didn't hold out for that money,
Yeah. So, cool, man. Well, let's move on. Now we're into the big three. And New Orleans versus Detroit. It's our first game for this week. We haven't touched much about the Saints yet this year. We've touched a little bit with Detroit, but both these teams have a lot of issues. I mean, a lot of psychological issues going on with these two teams. New Orleans is struggling to find themselves. I mentioned it just kind of as a passing a couple weeks ago. Was Peyton on the hot seat? You were kind of like, nah. I was like, what? And after that, I think they lost 2 games since then. So coming out the bye, I think big changes are going to happen. They don't get something done this week. It's now or never for them. Detroit's Detroit, man. When you think there's no way Detroit can lose a game, Detroit can find new ways to lose games. I mean, in this case here, I'm talking about this.
Hey, you talking about the wrong? You must be talking wrong. Have you seen what Detroit's been doing lately?
Hey, you said the Buffalo game?
Okay, aside from
right,
that,
but these are games you got to have.
No, I hear you.
You got to have these games. Detroit's giving up games they should have won.
Well, it ain't.
You got
this,
kicker,
though. It's not necessarily the defense that's playing bad because the defense playing great.
Oh, you have a kicker that can't kick.
Well, it's not a kicker. They've gone to I think they've gone to 3 kickers already.
Right, it's costing them games.
That's kind of crazy. That's
a division with Chicago and Green Bay where tiebreakers are gonna be across the board.
Yeah, man.
You can't have that in this day and age. How you don't have a decent kicker? There's like 5 billion universities got guys that kick, guys that play soccer and can kick. You got girls that kick field goals. How you can't find a dude that can kick?
Well, you know what though? You can't blame it. I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of weird. It is kind of, because I still remember, it is weird because I remember years ago when Green Bay had that issue, their kicker couldn't do nothing worth a damn. So
gosh, like dude, it doesn't matter what distance.
It's an adventure every single time. Like 36 yards, 26 yards, 16 yards.
He plays in a dome.
I know. Well, Prater. Well, in fairness, because they got Prater, and Prater's supposed to be one of the stronger kickers. I mean, mind you, it was last week where he missed a 36-yarder. Right. But I mean, he just signed with the team. But Prater is one of the stronger kickers because he was the one from Denver. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Okay, now, but man, I'm thinking some of these games that they've given away, early in the season. There's another game they had against someone else. I can't remember. I think the field goal might cost him.
And it cost him his job.
Yeah. So it might be 2 games where this situation happened. So Detroit, I don't know who to make in this game, man, because both teams have so many issues, man. I gotta go with Detroit in this one. I think I know they have the injury to Calvin Johnson and the Megatron, but they seem to be able to put themselves in positions to win because he said before that defense has been
Oh,
unreal. The front four has been just, I
front
mean,
four.
it
That's it.
just it reminds me of some of your Giants teams that won the Super Bowl. It's got bad intentions on it, man.
Very mean dudes.
Yeah, and I think this is what they envisioned when they drafted Fairley and Sue and these dudes. That this is what would be where guys don't even want to bring their starting quarterback out when they start the game, and they're getting that type of aura about them. Where I feel scared for quarterbacks when I'm watching games. Like it's like, oh Lord.
Yeah, well, because last week, oh my gosh, I mean, I felt sorry for Bridgewater, man. I really, really, really did. He felt like a little child out there, guy.
Oh, I was like, this dude's running for his life, man.
He took 8 sacks, 3 picks, enough licks. I mean, really hard licks.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I'm going to say this right now. Sue's not even the dominant guy on that team this year.
No.
You know who the dominant guy is? Willie Ansa and Nick Fairley.
Yep.
Nick Fairley's playing
he finally come around, right?
He's playing because he's playing for a contract, brother.
Of course. Well, I like Detroit. I'm gonna take the home team. I'm just gonna take the home team.
Well, here's my thing, because I mean, I have New Orleans as one of my top teams going into it. This is their playoffs, because if they lose this game, the season's over for me. So I'd expect. I don't know what to think. I think personally, Detroit's going to win this game because they'll get after Breeze. And Breeze and their offensive line for this year in New Orleans not that good. I think that you're gonna probably see another Ryan get fired, and it's gonna be that brother, that defensive coordinator for New Orleans Saints, because they are playing terrible football.
Okay, next game, for another big 4:00 game, Broncos, San Francisco in Denver. I almost said in Mile High, but I'm just gonna go straight. I like the upset. I'm going Frisco. I think they play a mean style game on the road that I like. They've been resilient all year, and I'm sticking with them. So I'm going to take San Fran.
Well, first of all, that game's at 8:30.
Oh, 8:30. My apologies.
It's a Sunday night game. But I'm going to say this: there's obviously some historical things that are going to happen for that touchdown record for Peyton Manning to beat Brett Favre, whatever. So he'll probably get that, but he has to throw 3 touchdowns. That ain't gonna be a guarantee.
And we know when the limelight on him for these big moments, he don't play so well.
Well, no, San Fran's D is going to have something to say about it
too. Exactly.
That's the thing. That'll jack them up in that regard. My opinion, I think it's gonna be a close game.
Yep.
I'm actually choosing the Niners to win this game.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. All right, man. Last game, Colts Bengals. We've talked about these teams quite a bit the last couple of weeks. I mean, here's another 2 teams that I don't know what to make of them. Colts look like they try to give away games if they can. The Bengals look like world beaters one week. The next week, they look like they don't even know what they're doing. Then another week, in this case, they go toe-to-toe. Who knows what to make of them. Colts at home. I'm going with the home team, man. I'm going to ride it out with Indianapolis. I don't like the pick. This is how I felt last week with this Carolina Bengals pick. I think it's more to do with Cincinnati, man. This make my stomach hurt at the pick. So I'm going to stick the Colts. Make your pick soon before I change my mind. But I'm going to stick with the Colts.
For me, I'm a luck guy. I like luck. I think luck's the truth.
Luck's been lucky lately, though.
He's been lucky, yes, but jeez, this one's so hard too.
What?
Yeah, this one is hard too.
Because these dudes been throwing around the ball like the Sandlot, just giving away turnovers left, right, center. It's like,
but the thing about it is that it's not like the Bengals are playing any great D.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that would, like, if you told me that the D would play decently, then I would say that they would have a real good chance on it. But I think it's gonna go like this. I think that the Colts will probably score some quick points real quick. Then, when they got a bit of a lead, they're going to start doing some stupid stuff like they usually do. And they get Cincinnati back into the game, and then it's going to be a lot tighter than it needs to be. Now, when it comes down to it, I'm probably going to go with the Colts because they're playing at home.
I'll take the quarterback.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And also as well, I'm just... A.J. Green might not play again this week.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's a focal point of that offense.
Well, just wrap it up. Who thought that Andy Dalton would be the most consistent thing of the Cincinnati Bengals this season?
If you put up your hands if you thought him.
Yeah, exactly.
No, put up your hands.
That's what makes me queasy. All right.
Yeah. Colts on that.
How about them Cowboys? Topic of the week. And here we go, man. So we were wondering, we were discussing what we were going to talk about this week, and I think the topic just came to us. Everyone's talking about it. America's team, Dallas Cowboys are what are they 5-1 now?
Whatever.
And looking pretty dominant at the moment. So, Yves, what do you think of this Dallas resurgence after 2 decades of pretty much purgatory?
If I had a speech bubble on top of my head, you know what? You know it'd be doing the good Stone Cold Steve Austin thing. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, give him an RKO with it too. Look, it's nice that they have a little nice 5-1 record. It's nice that everybody seems to be reminiscing and talking about, oh, how wonderful the Dallas Cowboys are. Oh my goodness, it brings back to the glory days of the Super Bowl. Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith. Oh, the offensive line. Oh my God, they're so great. They're so awesome.
Man. Okay. Triplets, DeMarco Murray, Des Bryant, and Romo. Come on now.
Okay. Okay. That is supposed to be the comparison I'm supposed to put with them. Right. Okay. First of all, you have a quarterback that, he's a good quarterback. There's no doubt about that.
He's a very good quarterback.
He's a very good quarterback. He just ain't a postseason quarterback. So that's it. So, but I'm not knocking him because you know what? They call him to do a lot of stuff that he can't do. So the losses are horrific when they happen. They're spectacular when you see them.
Dallas has matured, man. Who would think Des Bryant was a peacemaker the other day trying to break up a fight?
Well, listen. When you trying to get paid and you got a big contract coming up and you want to get paid, you're gonna behave and do what you need to do. And it looks like he's on his meds. So it looks like, you know what I mean? So he looks like he's calmed down.
Okay, let me. Oh, jeez, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm already getting a rash, just itching saying this, but I'm going to. Oh, Lord, I'm going to do it. Let me play devil's advocate and come from the Dallas side. For any Dallas Cowboy fans that are out there, let me just put it this way. I can't believe the Steelers fan I'm actually doing this, but anyhow, let me play the devil's advocate and say, okay, look at Dallas's team. First thing we discussed the defense, playing way over their heads that we didn't think so. You could arguably say their 3 best players from last year defensively are gone.
That's
playing in Denver now. One got suspended.
And one got hurt.
And one got hurt. So how they're doing this with tape, paper mache, I don't know. But gotta give props to the coaching staff and the guys that are still in the field. Now, on the offense, you can make an argument. I'm not saying it's the case, but you can make an argument that they have arguably a top 5 player in all 3 skill positions. In running back, receiver, and quarterback. Now,
no doubt.
If you have that combination with defense play like that, and this offensive line is good, it's as good as advertised, it seems like. I'm not saying, I still feel Dallas, and when it starts getting to December and that calendar flips over, things are going to happen after Thanksgiving. I still feel that's going to happen. But I can see Dallas fans feel a little good and got their chest puffed up a bit because the elements are there. The best thing that might happen to Dallas was a back injury to Romo. Because it forced them to be disciplined. It forced Romo, in this case, to kind of bite his tongue and say, yo, we'll run the ball more.
Yeah, I don't think... Okay, can I be honest with you? Mm-hmm. I don't think that this was all on Romo. This was all on Romo. Look,
no, in this case here, I don't think it was all on Romo. I think it's a combination of Romo and the coaching staff. Like, Garrett, in this case, used to
Garrett was an idiot. Garrett's an idiot.
Right. No, and what's the name before that was not much better. Knucklehead there, man. Used to be coaching them before, man.
Oh, jeez.
Phillips.
Whatever his name was.
Yeah, Phillips.
Yeah, whatever his name was.
Yeah, but the bum son, Wade.
Bum son?
Yeah, bum son, yes. I'm going old school, yeah. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's still part of Houston Oilers. He's bum son to me.
He's bum son to us.
He'll always be bum son.
But the thing about it is, look, Garrett didn't. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they lucked into building themselves an offensive line.
Yeah,
I think they lucked themselves into it because Jerry Jones is a horrible general manager.
Hey, you gotta give Jack his jacket sometimes, guy, and that's all it comes down to.
Sometimes you can luck into something because I think maybe
many good offensive linemen.
Dude, look, that was the same offensive line that they didn't do last year. So they got a couple guys this year. And it's good that they invested. You see when you invest into a line, you see what it does, though. That's the thing.
I think that, and this goes back to my point. I think the back injury put everything into focus. Because all of a sudden now you're paying this dude how much, $60 some odd million. Folks
didn't get injury away from getting licked in and getting hurt.
Folks getting real serious now about stuff. Play calling starts changing. Emphasis on what you're doing starts changing. And I think that's what ended up started happening. Guys are saying, "Yo, we can't throw the ball this often." We got to give it to our running game. We got to invest in this line to protect Romo and to kind of give our running game thing. I think that's what changed everything. That back injury set everything in motion. If Romo was healthy,
you're probably right about that. But here's the beautiful thing. This reminds me of what football is supposed to be about.
Well, the last couple of years, let's call it a spade. Seattle does the same thing.
Right, and that's my point. Then that's the thing. It's always going to be about a running game,
right?
Offensive line, guys. You got a mean running back that can actually hit the hole. Then you got yourself then you protect your defense and let your defense do what they got to do is be a stout. If you build that way, you're going to have success. Barring injuries, that might be the case. Now, this is Dallas, though. Let's get real. They know something bad is going to happen pretty soon.
Well, that's my next question. To wrap this up, where do you see them falling? I mean, are they still in the? We go here Christmas Day. Are they still in the playoff mix? Are they pretty much cooling out at home for a 1 or 2 seed? Like, what are we talking about here?
Okay, my opinion. I think they're probably going to be 10. I think they're going to be 10-6.
10-6 is what I think the Vegas guys had them at dead on. They've lost 1 game now.
And one of their linemen Doug Free, one of their better linemen, just got hurt.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. And I'm sorry, I'm still not. Listen, DeMarco Murray might be good in terms of what he's doing right now, but he fumbles the ball a lot.
No, so far so good. I hear you. I agree with you.
Fumbles the ball, and plus he gets hurt.
Yeah, that's something about that turkey. Things start going south for them after the turkey season. I think the same thing. I think they kind of somehow fall back and stumble a bit, and they're in a wild card position when it's all said and done.
Yeah, but also just one last point.
Yeah.
The only reason why this thing is being brought up so much with the Cowboys because it's been 25 years when they robbed Minnesota blind for Herschel Walker.
That's part of it too.
You know what I mean? So the allure, the aura, the whole talk about the Cowboys and all that stuff all comes along with it. I mean, hey man, they're doing their thing. Good for them.
Look.
Let's holler me back after November.
Right.
See what's going on.
They're a marquee team, if not the marquee team in the league. And if they're playing well, they're going to get extra coverage. You know how it goes. You're a Knicks fan. You know the Knicks get a 4-game winning streak. ESPN's talking about it for like about a month. Okay, so
like we invented basketball or something.
Right, exactly. So you know how it goes. So anyhow, so we wrapped up. That's our topic of the week: the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Fantasy Insider time. Fantasy Insider time with my boy Yves. Who you have this week?
Okay, got a couple good ones here, man. First one, I know we always try to talk about players, but I want to talk about the Buffalo Bills defense.
Playing well, man.
Okay, they're playing the Minnesota Vikings. Now, if the indicator is what happened to the Vikings last week with Bridgewater against Detroit, now I'm not saying that Buffalo is Detroit. However, Buffalo don't play around either. They come after guys, and me and Brian are gonna go see this game on Sunday.
Live and direct, boy.
Living color. We're gonna go see with our boy Judd on his beautiful wife who bought him these little tickets. Thank you in advance.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, but Buffalo's defense. If they sacked that boy 8 times last week and they hit him all over the place and they got 3 picks, I'm saying they'll get about 5 sacks on him this week.
That Minnesota offensive line makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, man. So, and then Buffalo's just gonna play some crazy defense.
Yeah.
So I got them beating them up pretty bad. The next guy, Percy Harvin. I think Percy Harvin has to do a makeup game for what happened last week.
A tough couple of weeks, huh? He got about 4 billion touchdowns pulled away the game before.
And he killed my fantasy team too because 3 touchdowns that were called that guy. That would have won big guy would have won, guy. Well, anyway, I'm thinking he's gonna have 6 catches, 140 yards, 2 TDs, and I'm also gonna think he's gonna get 5 carries for 45 yards and maybe a touchdown. The reason being. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
St. Louis's defense backfield.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So someone needs to send out APB or send somebody out for St. Louis, man.
Guy, because they get beat on double moves really bad.
I think this is gonna be a beat down of epic proportions because I think that loss is not gonna be a good taste. It's not a good taste in Seattle's mouth. This is gonna be a painful beat down.
Oh, and I think Harvin's going to be part of that beatdown because if Barnett doesn't get hurt, he's going to run roughshod all over those DBs back there, man.
You know, you can always make an argument he or Lynch, one of the two is going to go off and not both. It's going to be ugly.
Lynch just got to get back on them Skittles and the other stuff and just say he's about that life.
Right, no doubt. About that life.
About that life, boss.
Boss.
So my last guy is going to be Cam. Oh, Cam. Oh, Cam. Yeah,
Yeah,
Cam Newton. I think he's gonna do great against in this game against Green Bay. Green Bay can't. Green Bay's defense.
Green Bay. I ain't sure. I know what to say about Green Bay, man. Like, Green Bay's one of those teams that like people think they're better than they really are.
Yeah, if Rodgers ain't doing his thing,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's,
man.
well, you talk about one-dimensional team, man. It's not.
Yeah, man. Like really. So my thing is Cam's gonna have he's gonna be 22 for 36, 245 yards, but he's gonna get 2 TDs, and he's probably gonna rush for about 11 rushes. He'll probably get about 90 yards and a
That
touchdown.
much, huh?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because I mean, listen, if he did that in Cincinnati, and that's a good defense.
True. Green Bay does not do well against running quarterbacks.
No, they do not.
No,
No, they don't.
Yeah.
The thing about it is Cam's more smarter about when he does it. So I think just for that fact. Now, I'm not saying they're going to beat Green Bay in Green Bay. I'm just saying that he's going to come up and shred that defense and then just make them look bad.
Right.
So those are my 3 picks. The
All
Buffalo
right.
Bills defensive line, Percy, Harvin,
And Cam.
Cam Newton.
That's no doubt. All right, man, folks. So that's another week of double barrel shotgun. Yves, where can the good folks find you?
You can find me at Y Charlem.
All right, and you can find me at Beyond Locker Room, short form RM. Folks, take care. Yves, anything else as we close out?
Hit us up again. Hit us up with your questions. We would love to talk to viewers. We'd like to get questions. You can ask us all kinds of things like, is it really true that you're a Giants fan? Why are you a Giants fan? Do you think that Mike Tomlin will be fired?
Hey.
Words coming up, brother. So, but anyway, so hit us up. We'd love to hear from y'all, and God bless y'all.
All right, peace.
Bang, bang.